dumbass hog administration is basically farming the American hikikomori movement here, the Asmongold's of the world, because those are the only people who are celebrating this. I promise you, normal Americans, whether they are Republican, triple MAGA voters, will look at this situation and go, okay, this is getting a little out of hand.
The Hennepin County attorney tells me that they are moving forward with their criminal investigation into that deadly ICE shooting, despite federal authorities blocking access to key evidence in this case. They do expect to make a decision at some point on whether to charge that ICE agent involved. Guys.
All right, Faith, thank you so much for that.
It's complicated, obviously, but
Joe Rogan reacts to the Minneapolis shooting and ICE riots. 6 prosecutors resign after pressure. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This was crazy. So, New York Times coverage from this morning. Breaking. New York Times now says 6 federal prosecutors in Minnesota have just resigned over the Justice Department's push to investigate the widow of Renee Good and the department's reluctance to investigate the ICE agent who shot Good, according to people with knowledge of their decision. And what's nutty is that one of the career federal prosecutors was the guy who literally did the investigations into the fraud. I was talking to Noah about this earlier today. Apparently, one of the prosecutors was the guy who was doing the Minnesota fraud case. And they try to get this guy to be like, investigate the wife of the person who we shot in the face. Oh my God! The federal prosecutor leading the Minnesota fraud case just quit because the Justice Department officials pressed a criminal investigation into the actions of the widow of Renee Nicole Good. The forces of reaction in this country are very evil, very cruel, and they do not seem to care much about making mistakes. But take heart, many more of them than us are total idiots. I'm telling you, dude, this is rank desperation. These guys pressing. They keep pressing. It's over. I'm telling you right now, woke is back. Okay? Woke is back. It's insane what these guys are doing. The way that they're moving right now is so dangerous. The way that they're moving right now is like there's no tomorrow. Not a care. Not a care in the world. Okay? Pissing against the wind. Over and over and over again. They're basically making it so that the rallying cry is abolish ICE, and maybe not even abolish ICE, but also jail every ICE agent. I'm telling you right now, new Q poll, majority say the murder of Renee Good was not justified. I talked about this. I tweeted about this before as well. This is another poll. Obviously, the majority of voters do not find it to be justified. You know who the majority of voters, you know what majority? What majority population in this country actually thinks it is, though? Care to guess which group actually thinks it's justified? Do you want to know who? The Nazis? Yup. Yep, you're getting close. But what do we call those Nazis? What do we call those Nazis? That's right, we call them Republicans. 61% of Republicans think it's okay to shoot a mom in the face if you're an ICE agent having a bad day. You do not hate the Republicans enough. I do. So don't come at me with to the liberals out there. Try to do this song and dance about how, Hasan, oh, you let Donald Trump win the presidency. You love Donald Trump. Suck my dick. You don't hate the Republicans enough. Okay? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, but I'm not going to entertain some central right now in this very moment when we've been here and you're just coming to the table, only now with the recognition that the administration is dangerous. I took the threat of fascism seriously. You didn't. Okay? Look at this. 61% of Republicans think it's okay to shoot a mom in the face if you're an ICE agent having a bad enough time. Okay? It is ridiculous, dude. 61% of Republicans. What are we doing? Higher number than Kent State massacre supporters, genuinely psychotic group of individuals. Even then, it's 60% of 28%. I know. I'm just saying. It's not the majority. They don't have numbers. It's just a majority of a minority, okay? It's the majority of a tiny group of people that is getting smaller and smaller every day. Just remember that. That's why I don't entertain any reaction around these parts. Okay? None of this like, oh, we got to hug and kiss the Republicans. We got to smell them. We got to be Republicans. Suck my dick. Is not 61% to 28% the polling account phrased it poorly? No. No, Nice Bathroom is saying 28% of the country at any given moment is like self-IDing as Republicans. That's it. It's 61% of Republicans, and Republicans by and large in the broader population is representative of like about 28%, maybe even less. Now back to the American regime collapsing with unlimited cruelty. Okay? These are sites that are becoming more commonplace as we found out that ICE's internal memos have shown that they are very aware of the discontent that's brewing. But ICE agents and Customs and Border Patrol and Department of Homeland Security officers actually feel emboldened because Kirsty Noem, according to Ken Klippenstein's reporting from an anonymous Customs and Border Patrol officer, that Kirsty Noem lying her ass off, according to the reporting from Ken Klippenstein, Kirsty Noem lying her ass off to defend Renee Good's murderer has made ICE feel even more emboldened. Okay? Now they feel like if they end up killing someone, if they're having a bad day, Kirsty Noem and the Department of Homeland Security will not hold them accountable, but instead will go out to defend them and will lie to defend them. That's what the situation is. Yesterday I showed you the Target employee that they brutalized and then dumped in a Walmart parking lot because they were annoyed. And today they're continuing this. And yesterday I showed you the administrative warrant that they used to bust down through the door of an American family with babies there. Okay. And this is where we're at. ICE agents in Minneapolis violently detained, threatened, and arrested a U.S. citizen for one reason only. He refused to prove his citizenship. In this video, agents immediately escalate to physical force. A man stands with his hands up, repeatedly saying, "I'm not doing anything," while agents shove him, force him against his car, and begin an illegal search. No crime, no warrant, no probable cause. An agent falsely claims that's assault while they're actively assaulting a U.S. citizen who's complying and not resisting. Let's take a look.
Yes, in the car, before you get fucking arrested. I'm not. Get the fuck on. Get on the car before you get. Now that's assault. All I need is ID. Don't fucking move, or you're gonna get tased. Because you want to be an idiot. I'm not moving. Because you want to be an idiot. Fucking pussy. You're a fucking bitch, and you're gonna learn the fucking hard way. I just asked you for an ID. That was it. What you asked me for. Shut up. You shut up.
He is absolutely in his rights here, by the way. The manlets pulling off a 3v1 Gestapo operation on a random American citizen, harassing them and power tripping in the process. None of this is appropriate. All of it is illegal. And the fact that dumbass hog administration is basically farming the American hikikomori movement here, the Asmongold's of the world, because those are the only people who are celebrating this. I promise you, normal Americans, whether they are Republican, triple MAGA voters, will look at this situation and go, okay, this is getting a little out of hand. There are, however, some who go, hell yeah, sticking it to the man. But the number that actually says, the percentage of people that actually say this is good is getting smaller and smaller. I promise you, okay? I know that we spend every waking moment on the internet, and I know duke it out with roaches of the world, and we think that this is a very commonly shared, very popular perspective. It is not, okay? This is not as popular as you think it is. Hasan has lost it, fighting a losing battle. What? Anyway, let's continue.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? He has a gun on him. Look at that. A fully registered firearm. Because I'm a U.S. citizen. What's wrong with y'all? Wow. Let's go. Get him in the fucking car.
Fighting a losing battle.
It's a vax.
I don't think you guys are ready for what comes next. If there is a competent administration, I don't think you guys understand. You should pray that the Democrats, the servile little cowardly babies that they are, okay? You should hope to God that they don't actually do what's right here, okay? Because if democracy thrived in the country, if the people's wishes were actually expressed by whichever administration comes next, a lot of people will be going to jail. You can keep fantasizing about how much popular support there is for this kind of activity here, where you just get to have some of the most insecure man children hopped up on fumes, ego tripping over random American citizens that they detain and apprehend unjustifiably and in an illegal manner in what is supposed to be a immigrant enforcement operation. You can all share your collective singular IQ here and decide, well, if ICE is doing it, it's all right. You can also refuse to recognize that this administration that's doing this, the random people in Minnesota, will inevitably do it to you or your loved ones as well. And you'll sit there and you'll suck the barrel of guns because you're a servile little piggy. But at the end of the day, if you personally believe that this kind of action is actually supported by broad majorities of the public, you are delusional. You are deluding yourselves. Okay? How much you want to bet piece is not even American, by the way. I know that's a European Asmongold supporter. How much you want to bet? I have even less respect for the Euroid LARPers who LARP as though they're MAGA. It's disgusting. No laughing at idiots. Yes, we did win. The majority voted for this. The majority voted for this. We voted for this, you idiots. Yeah, no, totally. Yes, all impeding federal officers is disgusting. Saltwater 90. I voted for this. I voted for this. You deserve what's coming next. The majority did. The majority did vote. Shut up. And there's a reason why the Fell for it Again awards is the most common thing that people slap on every single moment. You want to know why? You want to know why it's so goddamn common? Because you're stupid. That's why, okay? I know the Democrats a lot, but a big part of the reason why the Democrats a lot is because they cave and capitulate right-wing reactionary framing on issues for no goddamn reason whatsoever, and they end up failing. But make no mistake, the amount of smoke I have for you mouth-breathing, single-digit IQ morons is endless, okay? You are advocating for your own demise. You are not a part of the pedophilic billionaire cabal, okay? You are not going to be spared for what comes next. You are going to be on the receiving end, okay? No, I'm not a lefty, thankfully, this guy says. He's still doing the left-right dynamic here, as though the left-right matters in this circumstance. You're the only one bracketing yourself into the right by saying, this is what I voted for, because you're a moron. Not only do you not understand that your loved ones and your parents will be impacted in a similar fashion if this government is left unchecked, but also on top of that, none of this is actually good for you. So you have to sit around and cope and say, oh, I voted for this. I voted for this cruelty. Like a little bully, like an insecure little bully that you are. You go, oh, well, as long as someone else is over, I'm fine with it. I voted for it. Did you? Did you vote for the current state of the economy? Is that what you voted for? You wanted inflation to continue. You wanted the housing crisis not to be solved. You wanted Donald Trump to actually defend the pedophilic elite and the Epstein files. Is that what you truly voted for? Or can you be smart enough to, at the very least, take a deep breath and say, hey, you know what? Maybe some of the things that I voted for is not happening. Eventually, you'll realize it, or maybe you'll rot away in prison in El Salvador when the administration inevitably comes after you too, because they don't give a fuck about anything, and they certainly don't give a fuck about you. Some of the things are not happening, but this is. Really? This is what you voted for? Do you think this is mass immigration apprehension taking place? That's an American citizen and a Second Amendment a Second Amendment enjoyer here getting apprehended for no reason other than the fact that another cruel, pathetic, insecure loser such as yourself that got a paycheck from the government that could have gone to your health care, by the way, that could have gone to your infrastructure development, that could have gone to your schools getting funded adequately, but instead is going to the Gestapo dipshits, the Heil Hitler Brigade, is actually going around and bullying random American citizens. Is that what you voted for? Even if you voted for mass immigrant apprehension and detention, that's not what's happening here. So why are you turning around and justifying it? Perhaps it's because you just are a part of the dual sadisms, as Matt Christman likes to call it, okay? You just want your enemies, your perceived enemies, to be dominated by the administration because deep down inside, you know they're never going to do right by you. So at least you can feel comfortable knowing that someone who you decided is woke, someone who you decided is an ideological enemy of yours, is being brutalized by administration, not realizing that the money that is going to this thing, okay, not even immigrant apprehension, by the way, because this is not immigrant apprehension at all. This is just a random American citizen who's pissed off, humiliated and bullied by a bunch of Gestapo agents. If you turn around and you say you voted for this, I say you are the biggest dumbass I've ever encountered. Okay? Lawbreakers. No, I want the illegals to be deported and the people impeding law enforcement to stop and be arrested. It's not hard, but you are not smart. None of you are. Nope, not a Democrat. Keep coping, little boy. Keep coping. He's a white supremacist. Scroll to the bottom of his logs. I mean, this guy does not stop posting. Holy, he is spamming so much. Hey boys, I'm back. No such thing as a legal observer. Live rounds. They are enforcing the federal law. I want to see what he has to say about Iran. 2C TV for live updates about Iran. Hey, if anyone wants live updates to Iran, go to 2C TV on YouTube. Breaking: IRGC launched military drones on Iranians. IRGC leaders assassinated in Iran. They don't think Iran is the bad guys here. Call the White House switchboard. I did, and I just told the lady who answered to tell Trump to help Iran. The main phone is closed now, but I tried. I told you, these guys don't have a consistent bone in their bodies, man. He's like, oh, we have to save the Iranian people. Look at how violent the Iranian government is. Meanwhile, when it comes to the American government, go back to F-word son. Her mom chatter. It was the greatest orgasm she's ever had in her entire life. Dad, too, destroyed his G-spot. I'm right in his ass, dude. He loved it, too. I'm your daddy now. Loved it. Guys, turn around and go, oh, in Iran, we must save the Iranian people. And then when in America, they're like, we have to kill every leftist. MAGA, we must destroy America and our communities to destroy the woke and help Trump is a suicide cult. Straight up. Just an Israel dick rider, it makes sense. Israel is not a terrorist nation. It's the ancient land of Judah and the home of Jewish people. Oh, my Lord. Bro, I wish, you know how do the internet blackouts in Iran? I wish for one day where we would be free of just Israeli interference in our affairs, okay? For one day of the week. They saw the Israeli flag and got triggered. Israel is not a terrorist nation. It's the ancient land of Judah and the home of the Jewish people. Oh! Israeli bot! Every time. Every time. You should search his logs for white. I'm white. Make our countries white again. White people are the global minority, and these are our countries. Deport them all. White women are sus. Oh! Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you dumbass virgin, dude. Of course. Contributing to the side, too, by being an unfuckable loser. Okay? Type Iowa in his, oh my God, is he an Iowa chatter? I'm from Iowa, Wheatland, Iowa. Greetings from Iowa. First stream and first time chatter and new sub. Love your content, man. You just give your thoughts and it's agree to disagree. One of the most down to earth people. Keep it, man. I'm a white guy from Iowa who has white supremacist leanings, but I also think Israel is the justifiable land of all Jews, and it should be a demographic majority ethno-state. Hello from Iowa. Oh, DJ, that was awesome, dude. Let's see what he said about women. White women are sus. They lied to you about migrant invasion. They lied about them being women and children. Honest media, ladies and gentlemen, women. Orwell knew about the danger of women. Oh. You are a lobotomy recipient, dude. Women! Ah! Oh, so many unfuckable losers. Jesus Christ, dude. How is this a real person? I mean, this is only a real person on the internet, okay? You need to understand. This person does not exist in the real world. And by that, I mean he's too afraid to go outside. He might accidentally see a woman if he goes outside, so that's terrifying.
I learned the hard way.
Wheatland is a city in Clinton County, Iowa, United States. The population was 775 at the time of the 2020 census. Oh, that's awesome. Where you at, Israel boy? Where you at? What happened? Why'd you stop posting? Yeah, he went nonverbal. Excuse me. I'm an inbred, incel, Nazi, white supremacist who hates white women from Iowa, and Israel is my hyperfixation. Still here? I didn't. Wow. Oh, I'll keep wowing you, okay? Just like I wowed your mom when she was going, wow. In my 775 person town, ain't nobody's throwing dick around like you, HasanAbi Piker. The real is when you have a half Muslim brother. He's coming up. She never had dick like that. You ain't man enough? Did you just say I'm not man enough for your mom and give her toe quivering orgasms? Oh, you ain't man enough for my mom, boy. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, that's awesome. I should know. Truth hurts? Wait. What the fuck? Oh. Okay, man. Doubling down on me, doubling down on knowing how hard your mom and arguing on the fact that her orgasm was fake is insane, but you know. Do you, I guess. Yeah, only salty water 90 is man enough for his own mom. Genuine one brain cell working here, okay? Oh, it's awesome. God, I love Asmongold chatters. They're so brilliant. I should know. My mother never came. I tried so many times. You should have just quietly moved away, you know? What is this? He stole your take on white women? The left needs to accept and learn to weaponize white women? Oh, no, I've been on this. I've been on Karen Brigade for a long time now. Weaponized Karens.
What we're dealing with on the
white women are the most powerful force in this goddamn country, okay? This is, I stand on that.
Dealing with what we're dealing with on the ground. All over. That's right. Actually, I'm very respectful. And you're not respectful at all in any way. I just want to ask, do you believe
white women vanguard, dude? Everybody talks a big game about revolution now, okay? None of y'all have that energy. White women do. Just weaponize the white ladies.
in illegal immigration?
Big
man.
Do you think
What
U.S.
a big
taxpayers
man.
should be funding
What a
housing for
scary
illegals
man.
and
What
medical
a smart
care?
man. He is so intelligent. This man, he's got nothing to say.
That woman makes a mean ass dessert salad. Yeah, respect.
He's got nothing to say.
I got a lot to say.
He's a big
All right, now-
man. He's a big man.
Now
I
I'm a
love
Nazi.
these.
Dealing with
I love the tactical wine moms, man. Oh, they're so amazing. They're so amazing. Oh, yeah. All right. Speaking of, speaking of dumbasses, let's get back to Joe Rogan. Let's see if today is the day where Joe Rogan finally pulls the ripcord. Okay. Joe Rogan reacts to the Minneapolis shooting and ICE riots. Now, first statement out of the gates is, let's see if it's complimentary to the administration still, or maybe he's finally pulling off the exit ramp.
It's complicated, obviously, but it's also
Okay, never mind.
very ugly. To watch someone shoot a U.S. citizen, especially a woman, in the face,
Right.
where it's like, I'm not that guy. I don't know what he thought. And again, this is a guy who had almost been run over, but it just looked horrific to me. I mean, when people say it's justifiable because the car hit him, it seemed like she was kind of turning the car away. It seemed like she was out of her mind to begin with. That lady seemed crazy.
Oh my God, he is still in the cult, dude. He is still Joe Rogan, even like 6 years ago. Joe Rogan, even 5 years ago, would look at the situation and be like, nah, this is completely up. Okay? Straight up. He is so gone that he's still trying to defend the indefensible. The new unbelievably rare Trump.
ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Right? And didn't she move there specifically to get involved in all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
She didn't seem mentally healthy, but does that mean she should be shot in the head? Is there no other way to handle this? But and then you got these people that are showing
Oh yeah, she was mentally unhealthy. Shut up, you bald ass.
up
God damn.
at these ICE people, and they're blocking traffic, and she was one of them that was doing those kind of things where they think they're an activist and they're an agitator.
Right. But I get back to my initial sort of argument about having local police do it. They're not doing it, but in an ideal world, the way we fix this and have less ICE agents in cities where they're having a very difficult job is the local people do their job and they're not sanctuary cities.
Well, how could you stop sanctuary cities?
Well, I'm not
Is it
sure I
legal?
can. I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that some of the blame for ICE being there is the left and their policies of sanctuary cities.
Right.
So when they want to just say, oh, we hate ICE and we don't want to.
Dude, aren't you a libertarian? What the are you saying? I thought there was a libertarian, like Mr. Freedom of Movement. What the hell? What kind of libertarian looks to justify police brutality and also gets annoyed at the fact that, there is even a sanctuary city to begin with? Bro is bootlicking. He's only a libertarian when it comes to taxes and age of consent.
ICE in our city, maybe they should be reflecting that ICE is in your city because you're disobeying the law. And when someone is arrested and they're clearly not.
Come on, brother. Jesus Christ. Libertarians that argue on whether or not there needs to be a driver's license, going on the Joe Rogan Experience and talking about how, well, if the state punishes you with the oppressive force of militarized ICE units, then you were basically asking for it. What? God damn, dude. Mr. Don't Tread on Me over here talking about how, well, sometimes treading is fine. Tread on me a little bit. Maybe I was asking for it. Also, the state has a monopoly on violence, and that's why seatbelt laws should be unenforceable. Where you at, dude? Mr. Tread on Me Daddy.
Not a citizen, you're not reporting them to ICE. See, it's defiance, it's nullification. They have been nullifying our laws on deportation for years and years, and so now they have something they really dislike. But who brought it upon? My point is the left brought this. It's not an answer, but it's an explanation that the left is.
Rand Paul, as he's getting his ass beat by his neighbor that leads over a dispute over a dispute over their lawn care. He goes, you're violating the non-aggression principle. Don't you know? You are not supposed to be violating my non-aggression principle by slamming your fist into my chest. Please, stop. I guess he was also asking for it. In the same way that the good people, the American citizens, the good people of Minneapolis, Minnesota were asking for ICE. What happened to Knapp, dude?
Bringing this to their cities because they're refusing to enforce the laws.
Right, and they don't want those laws. They don't like those laws. They think that once people...
Wait, did that happen? Yes. Rand Paul's neighbor came into his house and violated the non-aggression principle by beating his ass in an orderly bout of fisticuffs, okay? He broke his ribs. And the reason for why they fought was because he was not I think he wasn't clearing his leaves or something, and his neighbor got so mad that he walked into his house and beat his ass. Yeah, over raking leaves. Unfortunately, there was no video. Rand Paul is saying that local authorities need to enforce immigration law. He's just lying about sanctuary cities.
People are here, they should be able to stay. And, this is what my friend Gad Saad calls suicidal empathy.
Yep,
I
follow him.
And I think there's a balance.
It is suicidal empathy to allow Gad Saad to exist in the Western world, honestly. That is true. He should go live in his favorite country, Israel, instead.
Achieved. I just don't know how it gets done because I see both perspectives. I see the perspective of the people that say, hey, there was an illegal program moving people in here to get votes, moving people in here to get congressional seats, and we've got to change that. We've got to take those people that got in and send them back to where they came from or do something, because if we don't, they're going to keep doing it if they get in office again in 2028, and it's going to accelerate. And you're going to have to take away some of the damage that's been done to a true democratic system because you've kind of hijacked it, and they kind of have. And then
Does being bald cook your brain? I mean, how do you explain the existence of Northern Lion then? You can't. Anti-bald advocates have no justification or explanation for Northern Lion, who is a wise sage, wise beyond his years, and yet he is bald, okay? Or Slime, or Lenin, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, famous balds, okay? Just saying. As you guys know, I'm a bald fetishist, so don't come at me with bald slander. Joe is just a regular old dumbass.
I also see the point of view of the people that say, yeah, but you don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
Yes. The answer is yes, dumbass. And a big part of the yes is because you knew that was going to happen. Donald Trump campaigned on this, and you endorsed him. So, yeah, that is where we're at, and you endorsed him. It's not like he was hiding this. He kept saying it. He kept saying it over and over again. He kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna do the Bracero program reversal, just like old administrations did. We're gonna deport every Mexican." How do you pull that off logistically? Of course, you're gonna do papers, please, over and over again in American streets. You wanted it, Joe. Now that it's happening, it seems like you don't like it. But instead of recognizing that you have buyer's remorse, you still try to find like a wishy-washy both sides attitude here, somehow finding a way to blame this on the left. God damn, dude. Like you guys wanted what? Like you guys wanted please during COVID? Brother, you are from a town in Iowa with 775 people. What kind of lockdowns did you experience? Shut up. I still drove over to your backwater ass town, your mom and your dad during the COVID lockdowns, okay? And yes, they got vaccinated. They didn't tell you. Just like your mom lies to you when she says that her orgasms with me weren't real, okay? Address the points. There is no point. You didn't experience lockdown at all. Shut up. And that's not the same as ICE agents, dude. To be fair, the federal government should have actually broken down your door and forcibly inoculated you. If that's your ask here, I think the federal government should have busted through your goddamn door, sat your ass down, and inoculated you by force. Okay? That's what I think. That's what I think. I think they should have done that. Yeah, 100%. They should have given you the gay vaccine, okay? The gay autism vaccine, so you could be as gay and as autistic as the rest of us. The only shots that your mom received are the back shots that I gave her.
So it's more complicated than I think people want to admit. You know, people want to look at this as a black and white issue.
I'm from a town like that, and police were pulling people over if they left their house at all during weeks of COVID. Brother, what are we talking about, dude? You're still holding on to resentment from like 4 years ago for epidemiologist-backed healthcare measures at a time when there was a novel virus that was actually killing your stupid, fat, diabetic parents. Shut up. Get over it. Get over it. Build a bridge in this goddamn crippled infrastructure and get over it right now. It's been 6 years. God damn, the amount of resentment that Americans experience when they were literally unable to get their Cheesecake Factory treats for like a week at most has been carried over into bringing about a fascist government. You people are irredeemable. I like how you can't construct a valid point, so you scream. Brother, your inability to understand the point that I'm making right now does not mean that it's not a valid point. Show one example of Rogan ever endorsing Trump, not having him on the podcast, but actually endorsing. Either we have to lobotomize these people or I have to get a lobotomy so that we can all live happily ever after, okay? But someone needs to get a lobotomy. Brother, Joe Rogan was at the inauguration. He openly endorsed Donald Trump. What are you talking about? Why does the truth hurt so much? I mean, I guess the silver lining here is that this person is also stupid, but at least he's smart enough to realize that Trump is an objectively unpopular figure. So he has to actually salvage the reputation of his favorite bald podcaster, Joe Rogan, for some weird reason, unbeknownst to me. But he has to do that by denying objective reality. Joe Rogan endorses Trump on the eve of the election. Oh my God. Will this chatter say, I'm sorry, or will he say, CNN fake news? And then I'll play the video, and then he'll still go, well, okay, but it was appropriate because Donald Trump is the president. Sucks to suck, libtard. Okay, I'll tell you exactly how this is going to play out. For the record, every now and then, I do like to entertain. Every now and then, for the record, yeah, that's an endorsement of Donald Trump. I like entertaining. I don't even like Joe Rogan. Just wanted to see some proof for a statement like that. What are you, a contrarian tourist? I don't understand. You don't like Joe Rogan. You are denying the factual statement that I presented that he actually endorsed them, but automatically your first position is being a contrarian for no reason instead of Googling it and sparing yourself indecency of looking like a stupid idiot. What is wrong with you people? What? Lenin, imagine glazing Lenin. You couldn't even be the pinky of Vladimir Lenin. Do you understand? The man that he was. You are not even the same type of organism in comparison to the man that Vladimir Lenin was. You're nothing. Anyway, I'll be back for as Nazis later. Going to go watch something that isn't evil. Aw, he's crying. We heard his fifis. I like that the guy who was in Asmongold's chat talking about how like is happening and we must preserve the white existence is over here calling us Nazis. Brother, what do you think the Nazis were about? They were just as stupid and just as evil as you are in the exact same direction. The problem that I have with a lot of these people nowadays is that they can't even like consistently argue on a position. You know what I mean? There's not even like any sort of like ideological counter here. There's no coherent worldview. There's no moral system that you can entertain. There's nothing. It's just pure reactionary response in the purest way. The average American has become just like an NPC style bot that just responds to you by saying, nah, you're wrong, over and over again. You literally just advocated for forced inoculations at the point of a gun? Yes, dude, I did. I was joking, but honestly, you probably should be lobotomized. Let's be real. Which is kind of like a vaccine, an intelligence vaccine for you. I used to think Hasan was sort of wrong until I spent some time in Asma's chat and saw real evil. Don't worry. Come in here when they get bored of their dumbass favorite content creator just going, yeah, based over and over again. That's why so many of the stupid ass naysayers in here are logged in Asmongold's chat going, oh, take it, fuck Hasan, fuck Hasan, fuck Hasan. And then they don't get enough of that anger out. So they come in here and they go, oh, I need to say to you, the fuck Hasan directly. But hey, thank you exactly for being, I hate everyone who attacked Poland. And Trump too, he treats us like dogs. Be kind to him. He's Polish. Okay? He doesn't mean it. He's just Polish. Thank you for revealing to us why you have this take. I got it. He's just Polish. He doesn't mean it. It's okay.
You know, if you're a compassionate person or if you're a pragmatic person, and I don't think that's true. I think it's both. I mean, I think after that woman was shot, I think unfortunately,
he's not a real Pole. That's a Belarusian LARPing as Polish to destroy Poland.
Well, everything's unfortunate about it, right? But one of the real problems is now ICE are villains, and now people are looking at them like murderous military people that are on the streets of our city, and they're masked up, which is also a problem, right? Because if you get arrested by a cop, you're allowed to ask the cop, what is your name and badge number? And you could film that cop. If you get arrested by an ICE agent, you have no such right. They're wearing a mask. They don't have to tell you.
Silence Commie, the AI centrists are here. A friendship forged in winter fire. Renee Good and Ashley Babbitt attribute one example of what AI is good for, making politically harmonious human artists would refuse to make. God Almighty, what this as austerity is theft. There are levels of centrism you couldn't dream of. Dude, I love that. I love that. I was also ripping into centrists earlier. In this moment where centrists almost accidentally took the fence out of their ass cheeks for a brief moment and were forced to take a side because of the unlimited cruelty from the Trump administration, and they're still trying to do this thing, okay? Like this person. So many of these people genuinely do not have working brain cells, okay? They cannot comprehend that in this moment, like, it's time to get together and let bygones be bygones. If you want Republicans, just say it. You don't have to constantly couch it with like, but the left is bad too. Okay? This statement in and of itself, Hasan fans are basically Asmongold fans, but woke. I saw it on my timeline and immediately I had to respond. And I responded with a classic take. We want to kill black people. We want civil rights. I hate both equally. Okay? 37,000 likes. You know, not bad. Not bad at all. Now, what's funny to me, however, is that these guys genuinely think there is this like liberal slant here. And I will say something right now that I haven't said before. Shout out to DGG. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they have been going crazy over this. At least they are genuinely doing Ice Watch right now. Okay? No, take that back. Nope. I'm being honest. I don't care about all this. At least they are stepping on the gas pedal and actively spending all of their time and all of their resentment towards the people that are actually doing this cruelty, rather than trying to focus on how they weren't wrong or how the left is somehow responsible for this. Okay? Now, when they get back, you're so right, Hasan. Eastern Europeans are just ungrateful to the glorious Russian colonizers who civilized them, right? I know. It was a big mistake to give literacy to Eastern to Eastern Europe. I know. Just don't worry about it. Okay, take a day off. We'll get back to you tomorrow. Big mistake. I agree. 90% home ownership rate. Literacy improving. Major mistake. Horrible take us on. The people that actively make your life worse shouldn't be praised for being right once in a blue moon. I hope that they will continue. I hope that they will continue to tackle the real issues. Okay? They will continue to tackle the real issues. The real people who have power. Okay? I mean, I'm sure they'll get back to left bashing eventually. But people like this, which are, byproducts of the group of individuals that I'm talking about, other Sex Pestiny fans, are still trying to do this like, oh, we're doing liberalism the right way, This old-fashioned centrist is doing centrism the right way. I'm not sure if improvement of life is a valid reason for taking over another nation. Wait, didn't I ban this guy? Is this another guy? Did he just come in with a second alt? Literally, what it's like whack-a-mole. Okay, if you come in with another sock, I'm not gonna ban it. Cause respect. That was 501. This is 502. Why do you think every single anti-Roach post on the subreddit is always a Destiny post? They're not anti-ISIS, a market play against Roach. Please stop being naive. Good. Yes. Because at the end of the day, you need to understand something. At the end of the day, I want reactionary sentiment to be addressed. Okay? So every waking moment that those dipshits spend attacking actual reactionary sentiment is good. Yeah, good. Let's fight. How do you not understand this? Yeah. Shanghai Shek, DGG HasanAbi heads Mao. It's time to lock in. Exactly. There's a Japanese invasion taking place. Okay. The Kuomintang is for once working instead of is once working not to reassert the powers of the landed gentry, but instead fighting to purge the Japanese occupiers, okay? A Japanese invasion of the American hikikomoris, exactly. Leftist when anyone attacks the right? No, stop, Hasan. No, that's what I'm saying. If you have Kuomintang, bro, your pronunciation is so American, shut up. My point is, as long as they have the smoke for the appropriate vectors of hatred here, I'm good. Great. Keep up the good work. Okay. But the reason why I get mad at this is because there are those who don't want to fall in line. There are those who are still like, no, actually, I'm carving out a niche space that you haven't heard about before. It's called extreme centrism. What are you, idiot? What do you mean extreme centrism? In this moment? Really? Get out of here. The DD Kuomintang has taken the time out of doing and justifying sex crimes to do something positive. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it every day. Okay. It's just so strange. It's so strange to me that these people still try to like carve out this like niche space. Extreme centrism hasn't been tried. Okay. Guys, real liberalism hasn't been tried. You're behaving like a liberal in Nazi Germany right now. It's Nazi Germany time, and you're over here being like, honestly, the real beef that I have is with Rosa Luxemburg. Already happened, dumbass. What's wrong with you? It already happened, and it was an abject failure. Wake up, learn from the lessons. CDG is not Rosa. Me? No, I'm talking about this person. Anyway. Never interrupt your enemy when he is reactionary for the right cause. Hasu, sure. Honestly, don't know what you mean. They're still attacking you every day. There's no pause. Okay, well, maybe I haven't really seen it. So maybe that's the reason why I'm saying this, but from what I've seen, I'm liking tweets that I never thought I'd be liking from people that I never thought I would actually agree with, okay? And any moment that they're spending attacking the Trump administration instead of constantly talking about like their own personal best friend, their close best friend, Destiny, and his own personal investment in like undermining whatever I'm doing is good, okay, is productive. Are you liking tweets from Drew Pavlov? No, that's the only time where I'm actually in favor of serious government enforcement. Dana Saltman did just accuse you of being a furry. Yeah, nobody cares about what he has to say. Let's be real. Yeah, my friend flipped out about you the other day, still blaming you for Kamala. Very odd. Yeah, I know. Yes. My fault. My fault for not being able to make Kamala Harris a better candidate, because if she had listened to the criticisms that I had, we might not be experiencing ICE regime and the fascist Gestapo storming the roads, storming the streets right now. Sorry. Yeah. I am more powerful than Taylor Swift. Let's be real. In any case, do you see that centrist attacking Bo and Yang for criticizing Jasmine Crockett and calling him anti-black? I know. Liberals are still not reading the room. Okay? As I said about this 17-year-old in Target who got grabbed at Target, I said this is straight up not allowing Nazis to beat up random people in the streets for no reason other than the spectacle and domination, and it's all paid for with our tax dollars. We will never ever have health care, housing, and good wages for all. Sorry. All of that's going to this.
Hey, fucking worker! Anybody else going to ask where the fuck the warrants are? You guys don't have the right.
What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilar Garcia.
My friend said you was wild for arguing with a TikToker on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know who the TikToker I was arguing with, but every now and then I do actually entertain the smoke. Let's hate on Polish again. It is so fun. We're not doing that. I love Poland. Kurwa.
What they told you. If you guys get in my way, I will arrest you.
Sir, we're just observing. Please calm down.
You can observe all you want.
I am observing. Do you see
back.
me in the way? I am back.
You had anger issues as a kid, didn't you? Were your parents present? You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, he is. That's why he's covering his mask, covering his face, and also wearing glasses.
Thank you.
You love your job?
I can't believe I get paid for this.
Really?
I do this for free.
Really, I get $200K. I'm a physician assistant.
Loser, dude. No, I do this for free.
How long did you go to school for that?
Dude, we need to arrest every single one. Straight up. Every single one. Every single one needs to go to jail. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. What a violation of duty. Like, this is not even theoretically a good thing, okay? At least with police, there's the theory of law enforcement being a force for good, you know, protecting and serving the people, right? It doesn't do that, but it doesn't matter. At least, like, the theory is there. These guys are just straightforward bullies with guns. They're not even trying to make it seem like they have any sort of law enforcement reason for existing like this. What is this? Zoran Mamdani reads John Kennedy's resume live, CNN silent for 11 seconds. Wait, is this real? Oh, he is gonna LeBron numbers with wine moms if this is a real thing that took place. I mean, I don't think that that's what happened, but where's the clip? If it was a real thing, it would be a clip. I assume it's like liberal fanfic. HasanAbi advocates for the arrest of his own chatter. Yes. Kurwa is a derogatory, misogynistic Polish term referring to women as bleep that HasanAbi just used. I didn't know that. Sorry. It's the only Polish word I know other than pierogi. Apologies to the Polish women in the chat. I didn't even know they downloaded woke in Poland. What? Y'all. Oh, kurwa. Sorry. Y'all got woke in Poland? You have bandwidth for woke in Poland? That's awesome. I truly did not know. That's sick. Yeah, I took the woke in Poland. I took the walk to Poland. But this time I took the woke to Poland. Chatter, my mistake. Kurwa, that guy is lying.
high school, and I make $200K.
People regard me as someone valuable in society. What about you? Is yours expertise? No, no, no. Come out and report if you can.
I don't care what they told you. If you guys get in my way, I will arrest you.
Hog crying over Charlie on a cruise ship.
He said boy, and he said Charlie Kirk deserves to die. Your employee said that. You better get his.
Do not talk about Big Kirk on a Carnival cruise.
He said boy, and he said Charlie Kirk deserves to die. Your employee said that. You better get his ass off this ship. You did turn in line and stop his shit. You did. He said Charlie Kirk deserves to die. He's a Carnival employee. That's him. Get his ass out of here. That's him. That's him. Your employee said Charlie Kirk deserves to die. That's him. Get him off this fucking.
That's awesome. Dude, the woke right, the soy right, ladies and gentlemen, freaking the frick out, dude. Whoo! Oh, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, baby. I love to see it. I love to see it. In front of my spread. I'm carrying flame. Have you listened to the Charlie Kirk song? Oh, Jesus Christ. Bro is Kirk maxing. No, that's, you guys have never seen a real one carry the flame like this. That's why you're behaving the way you're behaving. Okay? Props where it's due. If any Minnesota politicians want to see what's really happening, they're welcome to come ride along in my ICE patrol. They can watch 20 armed goons jump out from a racing convoy and abduct a random pedestrian, tear gassing half a dozen onlookers in the process, and then tell me how we need this agency. The libs are waking up, man. I mean, they'll still be annoying, but, you know, I'm glad that they're waking up. I'm glad that they're waking up. What is this?
That's what we saw. We saw Charlie Kirk catch 8 receptions for 144 yards.
Yeah.
We saw
Christian Kirk.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh my God, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He doubled down. Charlie Kirk, Christian. He is the Christian Kirk. He's the only Christian Kirk. He's carrying the flame. He's carrying the flame too. Dude, so many such cases. Many such cases of Kirkification have taken place. There are Charlie Kirks all around for those with eyes to see. Okay? He did catch something.
That's what we saw. We saw Charlie Kirk catch 8 receptions for.
I thought he catch 1 reception, but
144 yards.
Yeah.
We saw
Christian Kirk.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh my God, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
We saw. That's what we saw.
I mean, it was one hell of a reception, but you know. No, it was an incomplete pass. He did it twice. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's finish this Joe Rogan experience.
Problem. That's a problem on our city streets, right? Because you could also pretend to be an ICE agent.
Right.
So I saw this terrible story about this family that was killed where these guys pretended to be a UPS driver. And they showed up and they made their way into the house and killed people because they were dressed up as a UPS driver. If you could pretend to be a UPS driver, for sure you could pretend to be an ICE agent, especially since they're completely anonymous. So think about how many people can get arrested or robbed or by criminals.
Wow. What? Wow, Joe. He's figuring it out. Now he's realizing why it's bad to have public servants that are in plain clothes going around asking people for their paperwork. Oh my God, wait till he finds out that this has already happened. There have been cases of people claiming to be ICE agents trying to people, as a matter of fact. Wow, Joe, you're a big boy, Joe. Next week, he's going to figure out that this is actually bad, okay? He's showing signs of intelligence, guys. I mean, it took him a while to get here, but hey, he's getting here. Wow.
Right? Because you could just have people pretending they're like, it's not like it's impossible to fake their logo, right? It's pretty easy. Just says ICE. You know, how hard is that? You could easily imagine armed gangs pretending to be ICE agents robbing people.
Yeah, I think you could make an argument when you're working right along the border or at night with large groups that there's a lawlessness to the cartels that hiding the identities of ICE along the border. It's a little harder to make the argument, and I saw this image in a courthouse in Chicago where it's a big elevator and the ICE agents all have masks on and they're...
Groypers have no motion, dog. Florida governor fundraising totals: Byron Donalds $45 million, Paul Renner $5.5 million, David Jolly $3 million, Jerry Demings $330,000, James Fishback $950. The Groyper candidate couldn't even get $1,000, dude. It's so funny because there are so many people sincerely telling me, like, you got to look into this James Fishback guy. And I kept saying, he's going to make it, he's going to get like maximum 4%. Maximum. Okay? Not even. I think I'm being too charitable. He's not even getting 4% in Florida, okay? This is the guy that Asmongold glazed. This was Asmongold's candidate, dude. Hand-picked candidate. The one who was trying to debate me as well, by the way. James Fishback was trying to debate me. He's very popular in Europe/online. But I don't understand it. Asmongold is a brilliant political commentary person. What? It's so confusing to me. How could he have made such a bad assessment? This was supposed to be Asmongold Zoran Mamdani. You should have just called me a slur and done a GoFundMe instead. Would be 100 times more true. Okay, now you're giving James Fishback ideas. Okay, dude, like, you ever supported a candidate who won? Good one. Yeah, this was supposed to be Asmongold Zoran Mamdani, I thought. Where are they at now? Asmongold could have given him more money. He could have at least maxed out so he could go across the $1,000 finish line. What the hell? What the hell? Did you see Dr. Abdul is coming to Hollywood, brother? What do you think? Of course I know he's coming to Hollywood. That's my guy. And yes, I will be there. But anyway. Was the 950 from Asmon? That'd be pretty funny. If he didn't max out for some weird reason and only gave him $950. His campaign manager weighed in. I'm the campaign manager for Fishback for Florida, and this is an absolute lie. We hosted our first fundraiser of the year last Friday at Ritz-Carlton, Singer Island, and I are on track to hit $250,000 in donations. As of the date of this post, last Friday refers to January 9th, 2026. January 9th, 2026 was a date in 2026, not 2025. I mean, $950 is technically on track to hit $250,000 in donations. Source, Wikipedia 2026. Guys, he didn't say how close they are to hit $250,000. He said they're on track to hit $250,000. Okay? $950 additional dollars is still technically on track. By the way, it doesn't matter how much money he raises. He's still not going to win this race. Yeah, the real underdog candidate in Florida is just a straightforward Groyper. How deep does the How the West Was Winged conspiracy go? We need to know who's going to win the White House and save our coupons. He's toast. He's going after the Gooner contingent.
Clout. So he's proposing a sin tax on BOPs where we would have to pay 50% to the state on top of the $37 I already paid to the government. And I would be more than happy to pay that if multi-billion-dollar corporations were also being properly taxed. But surprise, they're not. I never usually get into beef with me.
Oh my God. Wait. Welcome to the resistance, Sophia Rain. What the f-? Not all heroes wear clothes? Dude, what the hell? Cooked them in the replies? What 50% of Sophie Rain's OnlyFans earnings? I don't want a rounded number and nothing else. Sophie, pay up. It's time to give our public school teachers a raise. You know, you can just request a refund straight from OnlyFans, little bro. No need to poll at 1% about it. I saw he's been attacking sex workers online over the bill he wants. It's so funny how extremely online this is. Because like who, like, why would you craft something like this? Like, why would you craft legislation like this? You are just straight up trying to farm the incels online. Like, they're not going to vote for you in Florida, brother. They're not real people. Like, craft legislation. If you want to win, which, by the way, I'm not giving advice to Nazi here, but you probably need to craft legislation that you know, will garner the attention of constituents. You know, people that want to vote for you, people that actually go outside and vote. You're just so busy doing these dumbass publicity stunts that'll farm a lot of outrage on Twitter. But the Dems told me cool videos like Zoran are the only thing you need to win elections law. I know. This is like an idiot. I mean, he's going to get destroyed. Let's be real. It's Byron Donald's race to lose, and he's going to win. And I mean, he sucks, obviously. He sucks major dicks too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, he's running a campaign solely funded off of X premium revenue. He's running for the Asmongold vote, and they're going to fire Kristi Noem to give him the position after he loses. To be fair, I was having this conversation with like the transparent cruelty in the way that this administration is behaving, where 6 prosecutors quit over the push to investigate ICE shooting victim's widow. And I realized like the Trump administration is also running for the Asmongold vote as well, which is not a real constituency at all. And they certainly don't exist in the real world. But they are doing it nonetheless. This is the most Twitter-brained administration we've ever had, to the point where they are unironically misreading the room. They're genuinely not reading the room at all, which is one of Trump's advantages usually. Oh yeah, I saw Just Pearly Things did a Mitch McConnell. I watched this video. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like, Asmongold's audience is not a real constituency. The 10% or 20% that aren't bots behave like bots, but from Europe. Okay? Like, the overwhelming majority of his audience that is bots purchased from, I don't know, a different country, are usually European LARPers who behave as though they are right-wingers in the United States of America. And the ones that are actually American hogs that are watching him are actually American hogs that are not allowed to vote because they have, you know, felony charge or something. Like, they have a felony conviction. They're not allowed to vote. And they can't go near a school ground anyway. So trying to farm the voters, the supposed voters off of like what you're seeing drives clicks on Twitter is the most idiotic thing you can do. It's the most idiotic thing you can do. Asmongold himself didn't even vote because that would require him to go outside.
Arresting people, and it's all women and children in a big elevator in a courthouse. It's like, really? I don't think you really need to be wearing a mask.
Well, they're worried about being doxxed, and you know they're finding that happening.
But our local police have to do that, and they don't wear masks. You see what I mean? The local police go to the courthouse to arrest somebody, or on the bright lights of the city during the day.
But again,
how big of a boon do you think the Manosphere podcast rounds was for Trump in the 2024 election? The admin must think it helped a lot, so they're chasing where they think the trends are going. Actually, that's pretty true. Yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense as to why they're chasing that Twitter high for some reason. I'm so glad that Asmongold fan I know lives here in Canada, and Canada, if he were back in the US, would probably be an ICE agent if he was. That's awesome. Wait, is Asmongold such a pussy loser that he's thinking of not talking politics? Because at last, normal people see how disgusting he says is. Yeah, the heat is turning on under Asmongold a little bit. And that's probably, if he's actually going to stop talking about politics, he'll do it. He'll do it eventually. He'll be more careful for the next month. And then he'll have another pop-off moment where he'll go, yeah, based on the wrong situation. And then liberals will eat his ass alive again. Now that more of them know who he is, they'll constantly hold his feet to the fire. And because he has no real political vision, as I said over and over again, inevitably he'll, when the heat keeps increasing, inevitably he'll lower the amount of, he'll either lower the temperature or lower the amount of political coverage in general. Because he doesn't, like, the reason why I dig my heels in, no matter what, no matter how much hatred or smears I receive, is because I have a political vision. I have a political project in mind. I believe in it, and I will fight for it no matter what, right? For people who are simply grifting, because, they're getting a lot of new fans and LARPers from Europe, it's not enough. It's not worthwhile for them to keep receiving tremendous scrutiny for positions that they don't really hold. Do you see what I mean? Asman is reading Reddit about how the fans don't want to hear politics anymore. Yeah, because as I said, it's no longer a defensible position. He'll keep trying to farm like the Hasan train to the best of his ability. But the reality of the matter is, eventually, the more annoying things get for the pro-Trump position, the more these guys have nowhere to hide, because they don't have any sort of real investment in the vision that Trump is presenting, especially considering that Trump is not really presenting a vision that's good for them at all. Slowly but surely, the base will hemorrhage in the same way that base is hemorrhaging for Donald Trump. That's why I've kept repeating over and over again, like, I have a principled stance here. I haven't changed my position at all. When I had 35 people in here, I used to say this 350 people, saying this 350,000 people, I'll say the same. That's it. My neighbor was an Asmongold fan and a Rogan fan during COVID. He got fired for refusing to get the vaccine, and it made him lose it. And a while back, he got into an elevator with me, debated me on whether climate change was real, then coughed on me, and I tested positive for COVID a few days after. This is the average Roach fan. Jesus Christ. Asman already preemptively said he might do less politics because people lie too much. When that happens, he'll do the lines as he does now when you ask the debate only about politics in general. I said this with Elon too, by the way. Elon is back to with all the white supremacist commentary that he's engaging in, but he basically went back to his own he went back to his own platform. Like, he stopped interfering in politics directly because people were disgusted by him. And he could no longer get any sort of favor in a large crowd. So he had to go back to his little shell. Can you be fully honest? No trolling and no nonsense. But are you paid off by the deep state for your takes on politics to divide the peoples? Yes. Since you asked me no nonsense, no trolling, yes, I'm being paid by the CIA. The deep state is paying me to say these sorts of things. You caught me. Yeah. Gotcha, King. No problems. Since you asked me, I had to be honest with you, Yeah, controlled opposition. Yeah, that chatter doesn't know what that means. Yeah, the deep state, which is, of course, you, the viewers. The Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. This is the last remaining PBS out there. Now that the official public broadcasting service has gone down, the Piker Broadcasting Service, which is sponsored by you, the viewers, and nobody else, is the last remaining PBS alive. The Piker Broadcasting Service. If you want the news of tomorrow, today. Iran takes made me question my sub. Oh my God. Yes, dude. Yes, you're right. I should have undermined all the people that are dying and say that they're all Mossad agents. Otherwise, I myself am a Mossad agent. You're right. Come on, dude. You can't say everything is a lib-ass take. Like, you know what my position is. I don't believe in intervention. I want sanctions relief to come to Iran. I think it's ridiculous that we are starving the Iranian population. But having said that, make no mistake, like, people are very frustrated. It's crazy. Like, I understand why you want to defend. I understand why you want to defend the Iranian regime. The reason why you want to defend it is because it's the only government, sovereign in the region, that is powerful enough to actually push back against American imperialism, Western imperialism. These are things that are very real. This is something that I readily acknowledge and admit and talk about in my commentary as well. Okay. Having said that, you know, I don't think the Iranian people are all being primed by Mossad and the CIA to take up arms against the government. They're that frustrated. And all I'm saying is, if Iranian sovereignty must be maintained, and I want that, the regime itself needs to dial back.
Local police have to state their name and badge number. The local police have always been here.
Right.
The ICE element is completely new.
Right. I'm saying,
or at least at this scale.
I'm saying that for most of the regular arrests, you probably don't need to have them wearing masks. That's what I'm saying.
The problem is, once they don't wear a mask, then they're going to get doxxed, and people have actively doxxed them and threatened their families.
They do that to local
you
police
bitch.
too.
They're
though.
public servants. Suck my dick. They're public servants.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Local police don't.
Right,
wear
but the
masks.
police have always been there, and police are there for a reason. If you call the police, if someone's breaking into your house, you're assuming the police are going to come. You don't call ICE because you don't self-report. You don't say, "Oh, I'm having an issue with some immigrants. Let me call ICE." No, they're a new factor in the community,
right?
And they're wearing masks. That's a big difference. It's not the same comparison. Like, most people, except the kooky people that went nutty during 2020 after the George Floyd riots, that were like, defund the police. Like,
right.
And boy, did they change their tune as soon as they started getting riots and their buildings burned down. They're like,
right.
Where's the police? Well, you defunded them, stupid. Most people believe that crime is awful and you can't have murderers and armed robbers roaming the street. You should arrest them. And you're going to need police officers to do that. But those same people that believe that might also believe that once someone...
I love that Joe Rogan literally admits, in defense of ICE, in the process of defending ICE in the stupidest way possible, he just admits that ICE actually doesn't serve the same law enforcement purpose that cops do. Okay? That's awesome. He literally realizes exactly why people are frustrated with ICE. Now, obviously, in the same process, he ends up saying a whole bunch of nonsense like, oh, the police were defunded, blah, blah, blah. It's not real. But yeah, that's kind of the point. That's the point. Police have always been there, so no mask is so stupid. Why do you even pay attention to idiots like Joe Rogan and his ilk? I don't know, brother. Maybe because he got thanked personally by the president for winning the election. And unfortunately, have you seen the country? Have you seen the dumbasses in this goddamn nation? Who do you think those dumbasses go to get their takes? Watching Joe Rogan is no different than watching Fox News. I know it's stupid. In some ways, it's kind of like watching Asmongold. I know it's frustrating. It's stupid. He doesn't know what he's saying, but it doesn't matter. A lot of other dumbasses that are even dumber than the person that we're watching believe that these guys are actually smart. They get their talking points from people like this. So in order to address the talking points, you got to go to the root cause, where these talking points are coming from. Yeah, we used to do this all the time. It was called hogwash.
Is here, they should be able to stay in this country, and ICE is operating illegally, and we shouldn't have militarized groups of people roaming the streets, just showing up with masks on, snatching people up, some of them U.S. citizens, and shipping them to countries they didn't even come from. So that's why they have to wear a mask. If you want them to do that job, if you want them to be able to deport 500,000 people over a year, which is a lot of people, if that's the real number, you know, they're going to be Their life's going to be at stake.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to get people to do the job unless you allow them to be anonymous. And then, again,
Brother, what? So you're recognizing the cruelty and how insane it is, but then you're defending it like, oh, well, these Nazis have to literally hide their identity. Otherwise, you know, the Jewish partisans are going to kill them. Like, what is this? The pro-Holocaust position? What? He said, I'm evil and I like bad things. I am a fan of evil. I am an evildoer and I like when others are doing more evil. And sometimes you got to let the evildoers do the evil, even if I recognize it's bad and wrong.
allowing them to be anonymous creates a whole host of other problems.
Right.
Where you could have people pretend to be them, and how would you know who's who and who's not?
Some people have offered sort of an in-between where they wear badges that have a number or a first name on them, such that when you're arrested, if I think you've abused my rights in arresting me, Steve, you know, and a number, 324.
People are going to dox them instantaneously. Their face will be on the internet instantaneously. They'll make lists. They'll put it on social media.
Wow, if only there was an alternative here. They're doing the liberal compromise position, by the way. I guess this is woke 2 for these guys. Woke 2 is back, and these guys have found the liberal compromise position all on their own, you know? Hey, it's not mass apprehensions that are the problem. It's just that they're not doing mass deportation the right way. Okay, how about no mass deportation if it's for real purpose? Nope. We've already decided. We've dug in too deep. Our heels are dug. You don't understand. We got to do some mass deportations, okay? But at least, you know, don't wear a mask while you're doing it. Even though I do understand why you have to wear a mask, because it's an abject, cruel thing to do. And bad and wrong.
Media sites.
Federal agent appears to put protester in a leg chokehold during the... Oh, we watched this yesterday. I don't know why this is... There's no... I don't know why there's no sound on it, but... All right, this practice was banned specifically in Minneapolis after George Floyd, because this is how George Floyd was murdered. But of course, ICE is back, you know?
Mark, what's the pin?
It's for Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We have we're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted. He's a pedophile. He's the worst human being in the world. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country.
Come on the broadcast, Mark. Come on the broadcast, Mark. I tweeted at him. I say, yo, at Mark Ruffalo, please come on the broadcast. 30,000 likes. Come on now. I know you see it, Mark. I know you see it, Mark.
Country, and what I'm seeing here happening is not America. It's just not.
Mark, why do you feel that this platform is still useful to spread a message like this?
Listen, I want to pretend like this is, I want to be here to celebrate, and I am here to celebrate, and I'm proud to have a Golden Globe nomination. But also, this is not normal anymore. And so, I don't...
Mark Ruffalo and Wanda Sykes also wearing a Be Good pin for Renee Good, obviously, and trying to use this platform for activism. Do you feel that's effective or no?
Oh, come on. We're just here for show business today. It was a terrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And if they didn't act like such thugs, it wouldn't have had to happen. But I don't need to wear a pin about it.
And when I found out who that person was, you're done, okay? And it's getting handed out, and you keep forgetting that.
What is this? The streaming industry keeps getting worse? Oh, Meezy? What the hell is this? About clip culture? Oh, I like it. All right, let's do it.
People. I got management. I got people who like works for Twitter. And yes, I know your location. It was in LA.
Like, how low of a person do you have to be to use cancer to clickbait to get impressions? You know how much of an actual loser you have to be to use cancer to clickbait for impressions? Like, that's sad. That's weird. Like, that you have to be genuinely, like, actually, like, I raised money for breast cancer because of my...
Bro, the insane clip channels that have been the bane of my existence for like the last 3 years got so out of hand that they started going after their own like favorite content creators, like I Show Speed, like beloved content creators, or content creators that they're supposed to be like in line with. But I've been dealing with 3 years now, I think, or 4 years at this point.
My mom had breast cancer, and for a page to just like use that just to get impressions, and not only that, but lie about it to get impressions, it's so weird.
Since the monetization of content, we've seen nasty creators do nasty things in order to boost viewership. Clickbaiting is the phrase that started it all, but now this has just turned to rage bait / fake news / disgusting clip pages, putting out fake captions in order to entice viewership in order to get those 2 cents off of X. The lies, the false narratives, all used to confuse an audience and ultimately galvanize a collection of people against a certain creator in order to do 2 things: prop up a different creator and make those pennies. And we're here to look at how damaging that stuff can be to the entire ecosystem as a whole. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Us unemployed have got to stick together. Think of it as a gift from you to me during this holiday season. Now, let's get back into the video. Now, just a month ago on this channel, we talked about how these clip pages have gotten out of control and how this secret behind the scenes component in the streaming industry that people were taking seriously would be the downfall of the streaming world.
Of some drama where it got a kick or steak logo on that motherfucker, do your research. I will now be suing every clip that is posted about me that is with a steak logo that is out of context to try to get hate on a situation that is not even happening. And then I see all these idiots in the comments, oh, Lacey this, Lacey that. How could Lacey do this? It's not real, bro. Oh, no, the worst thing I hate is you go on TikTok and it's a false ass caption that just did not happen, and everybody believes that.
Bro, it's so crazy. I've been dealing with this for years. Every single one of them got paid by Steak initially to song content over and over again.
Yes. And somehow since that video, especially with all the drama that's been going on in the streaming world, this problem has just gotten worse. It's no longer used to spread these fake narratives and storylines, but ultimately it's ruining.
Does it amuse you? No, it doesn't, because they're all right. I've been one guy tanking this for like the last 3 years. It's insane. Like, and people unfortunately are too stupid to realize, especially when it's tied to like ideology or politics too. It takes a new life on its own. It's one of the craziest things I've experienced for the past couple of years. Like, the reason why I say it's like ideological too is because like misogyny actually works really well, right? Racism works really well. Misogyny works really well. So a lot of those guys will go like, oh, look at like Pokimane, Valkyrie, and Cinna. They're all so old. And they get 40,000 likes on. And it's like, brother, like, you should be thrown in a vat of acid, okay? If that's like how you're behaving, that's how you're operating. Like, Jesus Christ, do you not have like a single family member that's a woman? Really? Like, this is what you're doing? Like, this is how you're making $20? I mean, sure, you're not an ICE agent at least, so that's good. But god damn, dude. Incredible loser-ass behavior. We need to throw Kick Champ into the industrial furnace.
The careers of these content creators and hurting their relationships with other streamers. Now, typically when you see these types of pages, you think of the big guys, the Feared Bucks, the Scuba Ryans, you know, these guys just acting as the CNN or MSNBC type of pages for the streaming / internet entertainment industry. Real credible places and spaces to get news about what's going on. You know, no funny business, no gimmicks. But the industry has changed. Elon Musk introduced monetization.
Also do funny business, for the record. They also do funny business. They're not actually legitimate sources of news either. They do the same exact. I guess they're better than Kick Champs and all those other like Kick content creators or Kick aggregators. But they absolutely do the same. They were pioneers of this kind of clip culture. It's just a low ass bar, I guess, and the bar keeps getting lower and lower, but they were there. They were there in the beginning. This Asman, there's 0% chance. Shut up.
On X. TikTok introduced, the creator rewards program that rewards you for getting a bunch of views. And all this ultimately means is, hey, we need to get as many views as possible to our different platforms. And for what it's worth, and I can honestly...
You are disparaging a black man right now. There's got to be white supremacy. Scuba Ryan has offered to do paid promo for you in my DMs before, by the way. Austinox should have taken it, dude. God damn it, Austinox. You work against me every day. Why didn't you take the deal? L team, L editor, dude. L editor. Yeah, he didn't want to take the deal because it would go against his whole... It was going to be a whole bit, but negotiations fell through when I wanted him to post vegan propaganda. Well, I'm glad that Scuba Ryan is a principled propagandist. Scuba Ryan is principled. He's like, nah, that's a bridge too far. I'll promote HasanAbi for a price, but never vegan propaganda. I respect Scuba Ryan more now for that reason. What's on the plate, buddy? It's vegan ueri. Yeah, no, I'm eating tofu chicken.
Honestly say this sitting on the side of somebody who creates commentary YouTube videos is that rage bait, negative stuff, anger baiting, all those things like that generate more views than positive stuff. Hell, even if it's not 100% true. And so now there's this incentive for these platforms to make fake stories in order to spread these different narratives, because ultimately views equal dollars, whether it be from the platform or from outside sponsorships. The most recent example that I can think of is this Kai Cenat Gigi breakup situation.
Bro, I swear to God, it's they do this with like Misgive too. So Misgive got a Kick deal, right? And as soon as he got a Kick deal and he went over to Kick, a lot of the same content aggregators started making videos about Misgive. And it's crazy because they're not positive. They're negative videos about Misgive. So they are, in some ways, they're like they're agnostic. They just don't care if it's a negative attention that you're receiving or if it's positive attention that you're receiving, where they will literally just farm impressions regardless without any care or consideration for making him look good. And it's one of the most insane things I've seen. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just all about impressions, because I guess like they've realized that if you can't farm positive stuff about a content creator that got on Kick, then you'll farm negative, because ultimately it still creates eyeballs for the content creator.
Story populated that Kai Cenat's ex-girlfriend Gigi started cheating on him with NBA YoungBoy of all people, and that's the reason why she broke up with him or he broke up with her. Now, the source of this allegation was none other than DJ Academics, but the problem is that DJ Academics never said any of these things.
Some rumors going around that Kai Cenat's girlfriend Gigi is cheating on him with NBA YoungBoy via DJ Academics on his live stream. Now, y'all want to know the truth about this? Because I got all the details.
Tell us.
I got 4K proof. Now let me stop. I got 4K proof. Here's the thing, chat. This is not true. And bro, I just want to tell y'all this, man. I know all y'all be loving Kai and whatever, and this is why I realized, like, me and Kai, we've talked, not recently, but like we've talked multiple times, just offline. That man, when y'all love a nigga, y'all be just attacking no matter what. Bro, how I get caught up in the group chat?
What's interesting in this situation is that DJ Academics goes on in that monologue to talk about how he streams to a massive amount of audience. And due to him streaming to a massive amount of audience on a nightly basis, you would think that there was some sort of clip that would support these claims. But ultimately, there never was. People just took this and ran with it.
Academics reported that Kai Cenat's girlfriend Gigi is cheating on him with YoungBoy. And I said it on a live stream that I stream to 15,000 people every night. 15,000 people. And there's not one video clip of me saying this.
Yeah.
And people are running with it. Yo, Axe said this. Bro, come on, man. Y'all got to stop this, man. Y'all got to stop. Bro, I look at my DM. It's all the wide linebackers, all the big back chicks from Shade Room. They're threatening to kill me. Yo, Kai, you got to put a statement out, gang. Please.
Now, Academics isn't a squeaky clean church mouse, and we'll get to him in just 2 seconds, but it's amazing the things that a lie can do to the people that are involved in it. We're not just talking about this affecting DJ Academics. When Hasan took to Twitter to report that he was single and never going to be in a relationship again, this story picked up headwinds. So much so that it seemingly impacted Gigi, his ex-girlfriend, when she came to the internet and posted her comments about the situation. She said, and I quote, "I left, now you want to get on the internet and rush to paint a false narrative about me off a fake Twitter post is insane. I never cheated on him, and you know that. I have never dealt with that man. Play that sympathetic role somewhere else, please." But Gigi, sweetheart, I'm here to tell you, Kai never ran with this narrative either. So now we have two people in an actual relationship, or what was an actual relationship, consuming this BS, this nonsense, and this slop, and it's ultimately dividing them further than where they were. Another problem with these lies is that once one lie happens, more lies get added onto that lie, only supporting it. Mind you, none of these things are attached to
I literally don't care. Yeah, I mean, you can think about it as just like drama, but there is also a political association with this anyway. And that is the reason why I was covering it, where like, it's not just God. They do actually foment reactionary takes all the time. It's straight up, it's a way to manipulate people over and over again. It's basically, in the way that you can understand it, psyop, okay?
Truth at all. This tweet is talking about Hasan revealed that he had bought a house, a car, and was forking out $100,000 allowance to his girlfriend every single month. And then she proceeds to cheat on him with Hasan's friend who has 13 baby mamas. What type of is this? And this tweet is currently sitting at 1 million views. Now, of course, there's a common theme in this situation. There's a blue check mark. There's bots in the comments section. She's responding to every single reply simply because that's how you rack up engagement, aka dollars, on the platform. But at what expense? At what cost? Another common theme on platforms like Twitter or TikTok is the miscaptioning of already existing clips, meaning they take these clips that already exist in some way, shape, form, or fashion, chop them up for their own nefarious gain, and then put a caption that has nothing to do with anything that's going on in the clip. Because these streamers and content creators spend so much time online, they say anything that can be taken out of context. And because a lot of people don't consume these people's content.
I saw in real time a tweet about you from one of those clip pages get botted. It went from 100K likes to 100 likes to 2K likes within 1 minute and didn't surpass 2.2 thousand likes for the rest of the day. Yeah, they bought. That's what's so crazy about it too. Like obviously the reason why they bought that stuff is because it does end up attracting real eyeballs. But that's the reason why they do it. They bought it early, especially on Reddit. They'll brigade a post, they'll clip something from the stream, they'll put it on LSF, and then they'll bot out of it instantly, and it'll go up to like 3,000 upvotes out of nowhere. And the reason why they do it is because they want to drive it in the algorithm, because it gets in front of real people, right? And they do it with everything. And it's funny because it doesn't end up working at all. People who have already fallen for this kind of thing in the past will just use that as another justification to say like, oh, Hasan is bad. He's wrong. I don't actually agree with him. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all they end up doing. And I don't think it actually works. I mean, I'm sure it works to a certain degree as far as making, or just annoying me. That's probably it. But ultimately it's not very successful. Who is they you are referring to? It depends. It depends. It depends on who's doing it. But in a lot of instances, it's Destiny's community that does this on LSF. They own it. They own LSF. Normies don't know LSF exists. I know, but there is actually a funnel that takes information from LSF and then mass produces it out in their slop tuber. So it's not like LSF is just a cordoned off space for the most part. But whatever goes viral on LSF, which is easy to manipulate if you bought it ahead of time, will then they got me checking your stream out and stay. Yeah, I mean that does work. Because some of the instances where Head Mod at LSF posted a scam and may be gone soon, I highly doubt it. I feel like LSF is such a big subreddit. I know Reddit knows that they're botting everything. But yeah, as far as like normies not knowing LSF exists, but the Kai situation has been brought up by JD Vance, the vice president. So like things that happen on this stream can easily be clipped out of context or manipulated. A lot of people that already hate me in this space will use that as an opportunity to really farm the LSF over and over again. And it will turn into like this big ordeal. It'll turn into a whole drama, right? Botted clips about you are huge on r/new Iran these last couple of days. Yeah. I feel like their method backfires too. The only reason I watched you initially was because I saw this comment saying how much of a terrorist you were, but the clip didn't match up with that. And I wanted to see if you were what you were actually about by tuning in. Yeah. Speaking of LSF, did you see that new shady $1 million fan contest? There's a good Moist video about it. No, I did not. But yeah, disparaging you with drama to make you more toxic for your politics is basically what they do because they can't address the actual talking points. The only time they can address any talking point that I have over here, especially if it's a nuanced one, is by chopping it up and making it irredeemable, making it something that's entirely different than what I'm advocating for. And in instances where they actually do clip me out of context, post me in a negative light, if it's in line with my worldview, I don't really mind it that much. But basically what I realized is that there are still plenty of people that fall for that. And we saw that. We saw how much motion Slopaganda might have. Nick Shirley did a Slopaganda video. It went viral because it was botted into oblivion on Twitter. Elon Musk tweaked the algorithm to make it super prominent. And then look what happened. Renee Good was shot and killed. There's thousands of ICE agents storming roads right now. The American government actually shut off the money faucet to a bunch of childcare facilities all around the country. So unfortunately, in this day and age, with the way that this government works, like the misinformation, the mass dissemination of misinformation is a very effective tool because there's a lot of stupid people out there. It sucks.
On a regular basis, they're not going to notice the subtle differences as to what's going on. We're talking about haircut changes. We're talking about room changes. Everything just seems up to date because the content was published recently. Let's take a look at this clip. In the caption, it reads, Duke Dennis talks about the David situation. Says people should do their research before they make any conclusions since nothing is confirmed. For those that don't know, David is the singer who is on the run for allegedly ending the life of his 15-year-old girlfriend. Now, David is somebody who is a legal adult, so this is a totally messy situation after her body was found in a Tesla. And let's listen to what Duke Dennis has to say about the David situation.
I've been seeing everything that bro been going through, and it ain't even my business, so I'm not gonna speak on like what he should or shouldn't do. This is one of my biggest fears, and that's to be embarrassed. This supposed to be his month, his week, the end of his year supposed to be.
Chad, you guys are so stupid. You're falling for it in real time. It's not about the David situation at all. That's the whole point. That's the reason why he's using this as an example. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is how it works. People can be primed into going, oh yeah, I do hate that like clips are heavily edited or completely out of context in many instances. And I tell you all this stuff. I tell you all this shit. And turn around and you fall for it.
So great and so happy. The internet done found a way to completely ruin this moment for him.
But the problem with that clip, and just like any of these other clips by some of these clip pages like DGen Clips, is that Duke Dennis is not talking about the David situation. Duke Dennis goes on to tweet, what's funny about this, I don't even know who David is. That's why I don't get on here no more, because everything on this app is fake and y'all believe it. If you watch that clip in the context of this video, it probably stood out to you that it was chopped up. It was interesting how there was no name explicitly said in the conversation. And, you know, it just didn't feel right. But for somebody who's consuming those clips on the internet, it can easily seem as though Duke Dennis is talking about the David situation. And that would ultimately make Duke be some sort of nasty, scummy person. And that's not just me believing it. As I scroll through the comment section of the video, that's exactly what they're saying. Now, since that tweet has been posted, and this is where I'm definitely holding these platforms accountable, Twitter has put a community note on it. But ultimately, my question is, why is this not taken down? Why does this clip that's clearly misinformation as told by the community and is acknowledged by Twitter get to continue to exist on the platform? Especially because Twitter has a baked in reel/short form type system where you can scroll through them and not have to see that community note. It's easy to see how somebody could consume this and not read this warning label and still go on to believe that this person is disgusting, even though it's been debunked. You're probably looking at this and asking, like, why would people even be going about doing this? Well, there's a couple of different reasons. And this is why I said academics wasn't scot-free in all this. For one, it's to make a certain type of creator look worse than what they are. Some of it in an attempt to prop up their favorites. Some of it because these are like kids who are just angry at a certain level of creativity.
Bro. Nailed it, dude. And some of it is by whole ass adults who have never let go of a resentment that one content creator has over another. And in many circumstances, that personal resentment that that person has masquerades as like a real, sincere political disagreement that must be addressed. Okay. Duke Dennis says he don't know why people still work regular 9-to-5 jobs when streaming exists. He made $500K in his last stream. Y'all tripping.
So, you seeing streamers nowadays become millionaires, nigga, like doing this shit. So of course, naturally, like I tell people all the time, they be like, "Hey, bro, goddamn, I be wanting."
Remember my 9-to-5 comment saga, which ironically enough, many people actually fell for it, but it was early on. Even like between me and Kai Cenat, before these clip channels came into mass adoption, Kai Cenat and I had beef. Okay. Kai Cenat and I had beef. We were fine. We were cordial in the past, and we still are now. But there was a Clipchimp account that went in and said I was trying to get like Aiden Ross banned or something. I think Aiden Ross was before he was banned on Twitter, or before he was banned on Twitch, was having a call with DDG, I think. Or no, Aiden Ross was banned, and DDG was having a phone call with Aiden Ross. One or the other. I can't remember details. This was years ago. And one of the clip channels clipped me talking about that, responding to someone asking me a question about it. And then the entirety of WL content creators were like, "Oh, you're a snitch, including Kai Cenat." And I turned around and said, "Shut the f-" or something like that to Kai, and he was so pissed off. He was so mad that I called him, that he like unfollowed and all this stuff. And we're fine, we're cordial, we're like, you know, we're professional. But yeah, I went a little beast mode on it, and it was during this.
You a snitch. Niggas calling you a snitch because you snitched. Not saying I was Aiden because I was clearly Adam, but you a snitch, bro.
Yeah, this is what he was doing. Hey, by the way, you know what's really funny is I was right on Aiden Ross too. I was right on Aiden.